Merci, Jared. Bon après-midi. Merci de votre présence. Je tiens à remercier tous ceux qui m'ont précédé à la présidence du Conseil. Leur leadership et leur inspiration ont préparé le terrain à ma présidence actuelle. Thank you, Jared. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'd like to personally thank all our past chairs whose leadership and inspiration have paved the way for me to stand before you as chair today. Let's have another round of applause for them. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our most recent past chair, Jared, for his leadership, commitment, and sacrifices during this past year. This time last year, during the National Conference in Toronto, Jared and Dan Putnam launched the new rebrand of our association to Mortgage Professionals Canada. Jared was also responsible for leading the board through a strategic planning process that will help guide our efforts for the next 2 to 3 years. At the same time, he spearheaded the search for and the selection of our new president and CEO, Mr. Paul Taylor. All in all, a fantastic job, and I'm pleased that Jared will be sitting on our board and my executive in the role of past chair. I remember the first conference I attended 17 years ago. As a newly minted mortgage executive, I recall the excitement, enthusiasm, and a sense that we were all learning and growing together. I knew at that moment that this association and this was a very, very special industry, and I would admire it for many, many years to come. Mortgage Professionals Canada continues to be a place where new and seasoned mortgage professionals come together, share best practices, and chart a course for the future. Your presence here at the National Conference is a testament to your commitment to your association and your industry, and I trust that you're finding your time here well spent. With all the changes afoot in our industry, there is no better place to be than at the epicenter of the conversation as we work together to ensure that our collective interests are heard and protected. When I became chair last month at our AGM in Toronto, I made a commitment to make a meaningful contribution to the industry and to the association, which is going to be accomplished by working with your board of directors and staff to ensure that we remain relevant, inspiring, and approachable to our members. Your board is governed in many respects by 3 main principles that we set out in our most recent strategic plan, notably government and regulatory relations, membership engagement, and consumer education and awareness. Working with government and regulators has been at the forefront of our value proposition for the last decade. While we are recognized as the industry-leading voice on the mortgage brokerage channel in Canada, we cannot rest on our laurels. In fact, we have increased our efforts in this area in a number of ways. We have hired a new full-time in-house government relations expert. We have hired a new Ottawa-based public affairs agency, Impact Public Affairs. We have tapped into the considerable bench strength at Mortgage Professionals Canada, appointing one of our very own past chairs, Boris Bozic, as chair of our GR efforts. We've established quarterly standing meetings with the Office of the Minister of Finance. We've established an MP advocacy campaign responding to the recent federal regulation changes, as well as the provincial FICOM disclosure changes. There is no group better equipped to represent you with regulators and government than your association, Mortgage Professionals Canada. I'm hoping that you've noticed the frequency, quality, and content upgrades we've made in the past few months with respect to our membership communications. We are committed that you will be informed. This pledge does not rest with our one-way communication to you of information. In addition, we're going to continue to host numerous networking events. Our Young Professionals event was a tremendous success. Our webcast on the mortgage rule changes was viewed by thousands, and we are currently planning a number of town hall meetings across the country so we can discuss face-to-face with our members the regulatory changes and the upcoming changes and the impacts with respect to regulatory capital. We will strive to move the needle further with consumers so that more and more of them learn what we already know in this ever-changing and complex environment. Canadian consumers are best served when using a mortgage broker. We will continue on those campaigns full steam ahead. Folks, I want to take a personal moment here, if you'll allow me. I'm very fortunate to have my parents with us, and I'm going to embarrass them by singling them out at this luncheon here today. Will you wave or something? Just thank you. Hi, Mom. For nearly the past 20 years, my mother, I hope you're listening, Mom, has continuously asked me, "So Mark, tell me again, what is it that you do for a living?" Well, Mom, what I'd like you to do is look around this room at all these people. These are mortgage originators, lenders, insurers, suppliers, and regulators. And while we all play our own individual part, we also come together as an industry to ensure that Canadians have access to competitive mortgage rates and products, that Canadians have the opportunity to receive choice and great advice so that they can meet their goals of home ownership. Mortgage Professionals Canada will continue to represent the brokerage industry. What we have among associations is unique. We are a professional industry association working collaboratively with lenders, insurers, suppliers, and brokers. Makes us all stronger. As our strength grows, so too will our membership. Having sat behind the scenes, I can tell you firsthand that your board and the association staff works tirelessly on your behalf. The passion, commitment, and understanding we share for our industry will continue to propel the association forward, representing our members' interests, your interests, in a very meaningful way. As Chair of Mortgage Professionals Canada, you have my pledge that I will continue to advocate on your behalf. I will work tirelessly, that's a hard word to say, by the way, to ensure that we have the appropriate resources to manage your concerns and to make sure that we're an effective voice for our industry with regulators and government. We'll continue to promote mortgage brokers with consumers so that we can look proudly on our market share for many, many years to come. And we will continue to be a beacon where all players in the industry will come together to network, to brainstorm, and to help record numbers of Canadians receive the best financing solutions for their unique needs. I'm looking forward to the year ahead and will update you on our progress. Feel free to share your feedback and ideas with me at chair@mortgageproscan.ca. And I thank some of you who have already reached out and shared your feedback. In closing, I wish you an excellent remainder of the conference. There is a lot to experience and enjoy, and I encourage you to make the most of your time. Thank you. Merci. And now, I'd like to draw your attention to the screen for the presentation of your 2016-2017 Board of Directors.
Mark Kerzner, Chair. Lionel Luco, Vice Chair. Claude Girard, Treasurer. Michael Wolfe, Secretary. Jared Dreyer, Past Chair. Paul Taylor, President and CEO. Vince Agazzino, Ontario. Robert Boyd, Ontario. Michael Cameron, Alberta. Albert Collou, Ontario. Terry Gibbons, Industry Representative. Mathieu Lebrun, Quebec. Diane McPherson, Manitoba. Sangeeta Nair, Ontario. Maria Pimenta, Director at Large. Dan Poulter, British Columbia. Elaine Taylor, Ontario. Gail Temple, Atlantic. Dave Trithart, Director, AMB Representative. Dustin Woodhouse, British Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for your 2016-2017 Board of Directors.